Hey guys, it's Gina. So this video is a little hard for me. I want to share with you I don't want to say I had a battle with this. So many people have had postpartum depression. It's something I really didn't understand prior to having a baby. I just, I don't think it's something that our moms necessarily talked about or grandmothers talked about. It's not something I was familiar with. There's a lot of hormonal changes in women after you have a baby. And like I said, Declan's my first child. It's all new to me. I've always been a really tough person. I'm not an emotional girl. I wear my heart on my sleeve because I'm not really that emotional. I don't cry. I just don't really have a hard time with things like this. I've never really had any trouble even during like menstruation or anything like that. I don't get upset. I don't cry during movies even. Gosh, unless a dog dies, but I think you all cry during any scene when a dog passes. That's just terrible. But I want to share my story. It's very personal to me. Also, something I kept to myself. I definitely encourage anybody having any sort of trouble, or if you're having thoughts of anxiety or stress or just feeling overwhelmed, share that. Talk to your husband, talk to your mom, talk to your best friend, or if you don't feel comfortable talking to someone you know, talk to a doctor. Go get some help. There are a lot of places you can reach out and get help. Um, I fortunately came to my family after maybe a week and a half. I had been going through a time where I knew that I was going back to work and I was excited. I had always planned to go back to work after having Declan. I wanted to go back full time. I was in my head, I thought I was ready. My boss and my environment for work is just amazing. I've loved it. I work geriatrics, and I had all summer off with Declan and then some. So I had Declan in April. And then I ended up having off all the way through the summer and then until the beginning of September. So I'm so blessed to have had this amazing time to build a connection with my son and spend some time with my family and everybody, just getting to give Declan love and support. And it was an incredible experience. My husband has been so supportive and amazing for supporting this time and just making sure that Declan and I had this. It's been incredible. And I guess, gosh, it's January now and I haven't shared this, but I have with my husband and a couple close people in the family. It's just been, like I said, I don't get emotional about things and I struggle to share when I'm actually having a problem. I think my first sign was when you go to your children's pediatrician, and I'm sure you will probably fill out tests and things as well. Um, they mentioned that my scores were borderline with, well, actually, they said I was in like a mild postpartum depression score limit, and I just kind of blew it off and was like, all right, whatever. Like, that's just silly. Of course, these are questions like moms get overwhelmed, and this is a normal feeling to be overwhelmed after a baby. So I kind of, again, just brushed it off and thought, whatever. Yeah, I had a new baby. Of course, I'm overwhelmed. What I think really upset me the most, though, was when I went back to work. I was away from Declan for what felt like, I mean, gosh, forever. Like, I would go to work, and the whole time I would just think about him and be frustrated, and I just missed him. I didn't realize how attached I was to him. He went to mom's day out at a really awesome church environment, which I love and I'm so happy with now. And he was with my mom and my husband's stepmom, my mother-in-law. Just he was with a lot of different people and people I felt comfortable with and I trusted and that I knew would carry out my wishes with him. I just wanted to be there. I wanted to be the person that was holding him and loving him and caring for him. And I just felt so disconnected and removed. And like I wasn't able to be there for my son. I felt like by going back to work, I was letting him down. And I would just sit there and, gosh, I would just cry. And I don't cry. Or I'd be just walking through the hall and some weird thing just flip a switch and I would be happy and excited to see my patient. And then, like I said, that switch would flip and I'd be just in tears. And it could be something reminding me of him, or maybe I knew it was time for him to eat, or I saw the app on my phone and I don't know, anything. And I just like be bawling. maybe for 30 seconds I would have glistening tears in my eyes, or it could be 20 minutes and I just felt like I couldn't make it through the day. It was really a challenge. And I didn't want to tell anybody because I was kind of ashamed, I guess, and embarrassed, which I know I shouldn't be. That's a terrible way to feel, but it is how I felt. I was really embarrassed that I felt defeated by this and that my little baby who I loved had this incredible hold over me and power, and I just wanted to be with him all the time. So I finally, I think my husband just really started to notice that I didn't seem right. I didn't seem like myself, and I seemed more distant from him because I don't know. I think one day, like after work, I just kind of, we had Declan and, all the new changes of parenting, and I just kind of like snapped on him. And I've never really yelled at Brad or snapped on him, and he just didn't understand. He's like, "Why are you yelling? Why are you crying? Like, I don't understand what's wrong." And I told him, I said, "I don't know." And we don't like being loud and making those kind of emotions in front of Declan, of course. It's just, it looks like mommy and dad are fighting, and we really weren't fighting. I was just having a problem. And after Declan went to bed, we talked about it, and we talked about the fact that I'd been having these sort of meltdowns, not in front of people, but just privately on my own time, maybe before I went to go pick up Declan, or right after work, or just whenever I found time, I really just let it all out, but by myself. And he didn't know I was going through this, and he was really just, I guess he wasn't hurt that I didn't come to him, but he just felt like, why in the world would you not tell me this? Like, I'm your best friend, I'm here to support you. And he was relieved that I came to him, and he shared with me some of the new changes of just being a father that made me feel like we were on the same page and he understood me. I told my mom, and she was really supportive, of course, and understood entirely. So we just made some adjustments where if I wasn't going to pick up Declan just yet, Brad would be with me, or I could always call him and reach out to him if things were going tough, or call my mom and reach out to her. And just to really start wearing your heart on your sleeve and talking to your support system, and just they're there for you. These people are, they love you. And if you don't have a support system like that, like I said, there are moms groups and so many places you can go and get your feelings out and talk about these feelings. They're natural. Your hormones are not settled. They are different. We were working birth control back into my life, which was also affecting my hormones and things. Just and just remember, having a baby changes so much in your body and your mind. It's not an easy thing. And then loving this child and separating from your child for working mamas, you have to, or not even just working mamas, but maybe stay-at-home moms, when you go out with a group of friends, you probably feel the same way. And you just have to learn to figure out what are the things that are bothering you, first of all, and what can you do to help change them? What can you do when you feel that way? After I talked to them, I don't think I had any sort of crying attacks or anything. I will say I went back to a part-time work schedule. My husband was supportive of that. While Declan is young and not going to preschool or school yet, and decided to carry part-time hours. I work PRN with geriatrics still, and I'm taking a position in schools. So I'm excited about the fact that I will have summers with my son. Great things to look forward to. If you don't have this ability, that's fine. Maybe make plans for anything, little things. It could be a trip to the zoo, or maybe going to the bowling alley or the movies with your little one. Anything. And when you need a booster or pick me up, think about the next thing coming up, about the next little thing that you're going to be able to do with your child in a way that you could experience. Maybe it's just you're trying a new food on, you want to pick a new food to try on Friday and it's Monday, and you know that it might be a little hard, and just think, oh my gosh, when we get to try those bananas on Friday, it's going to be so much fun. I can't wait to share that with him. Little things to big things. Just set goals for yourself, keep conversations open, and figure out what's really bothering you and what's really hard for you. And get excited about the little things. It's so important. It's so special. Don't miss out on that. Don't disconnect yourself from your child because you feel like maybe the relationship's not healthy. Just find a better way to connect. and what works for you. It's going to be different for everyone. These are the things that I feel have really helped me. I have not had any sort of crying attacks or panic attacks or even really anxiety ever since I've talked to them. And I'm blessed and fortunate to have this experience. Not all of you will. Um, but just know that the light gets, there's light at the end of the tunnel. It gets better, and that this is temporary. Your hormones will level out. And either way, you are your child's mother, and you are a very important person in their life. And just know that that's always going to be you, your mama. So even though you may not be the one doing everything for your child, you're still mama, and your child will love you no matter what. So just love every part of being a parent, and try to find happiness and joy in anything you do, and know that your child loves every little bit of you. But I hope this has helped some of you. If you want to share your stories, I'd love to hear them. If you have comments or questions for me on how I dealt with things, I would love to talk to any of you. Just please feel free to comment below. I hope this helps. Bye, guys.